I'm Stephen Maxwell, Senior Project Manager with CEC in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and I've been a New Jersey Licensed Site Remediation Professional, or LSRP, since 2014. I've had the privilege to work with a number of chemical clients in the New Jersey area over the past 12 years, helping them navigate their sites through the Industrial Site Recovery Act, or ISRA. ISRA was passed in 1993 as a reform to the Environmental Cleanup Responsibility Act, or ECRA. ISRA regulates industrial establishments after the cessation of operations or the transfer of either the property or the business. I'm going to run through some of the most common questions associated with ISRA. Question number one, does ISRA apply to my site? ISRA only applies to an industrial establishment. Obviously, the next question, what is an industrial establishment in New Jersey? An industrial establishment is a place of business or real property where such business is conducted having a North American Industrial Classification System, or NAICS code, listed in Appendix C of the ISRA code. The site must have operated on or after December 31st, 1983. The facility must involve the generation, manufacture, refining, transportation, treatment, storage, handling, or disposal of hazardous substances or hazardous waste. Number three, how is ISRA triggered? If you are the owner or operator of an industrial establishment and planning to close or transfer ownership operations, then you must notify the NJDEP. After the submittal of the notice, you are required to obtain a no further action letter from the NJDEP or the approval of a remedial action work plan or a remediation agreement as a precondition of closing operations or transferring ownership of the operations. There are 15 triggering events for ISRA, and these can be the subject of a later video. Who must comply with ISRA? Both property owners and business operators are jointly liable. Number five, if ISRA is triggered, then you must 1. File a general information notice in 5 days. 2. Complete a preliminary assessment by 60 days of that ISRA trigger. If a preliminary assessment indicates a site investigation is required, the site investigation shall be completed by 1 year of the ISRA trigger. If a site investigation is needed, an LSRP must be hired in 45 days. We have helped many clients from submittal of the general information notice to completion of remedial action and preparation of remedial action outcomes. Please give us a call if you have questions about how ISRA may apply to your site.